terms of working for Nunatsiavut Government, what I enjoy the most is getting to be part of a team of really dedicated staff that love and care about what they do, and I think that's pretty exceptional.
I work day to day on many different files. I manage a staff team of about 8 individuals. We do a lot of environment work. We do a lot of work that also focuses on food security, on energy security, affordable warmth. We do some housing related work. We do work at the community freezer with youth mental health programs, bringing youth off on the land. It's a diversity of things, and that's the beautiful thing about being able to work in the north and for the Nunatsiavut Government is you don't just focus on one thing. You can have a diverse array of issues that you work on, which always keeps the job exciting.
What I enjoy here for work, I guess I've worked with health for many years. I enjoy the work. I like the outcomes when you see the results, especially working with individuals who are struggling, more so struggling than needing other things. But the end result, when you see what you're working for is producing positive results and or good feedback, it's very rewarding.
Hi, my name's Belinda Webb and I'm the Director of Culture with the Department of Culture, Recreation and Tourism. I'm originally from Nain, so I've had the great opportunity of moving back home and working for an organization that I believe in and think that I can make a difference in. So I'm very excited to be back here.
Here where everybody in all the different branches of government are in the same administrative building. It just seems so much easier to just walk down the hallway and knock on someone's door and get help for a project, you know? So you can do a lot more here in this government.
Some of the benefits of living in Nain that I've noticed since I've moved here, people are exceptionally kind and welcoming, so that's been a huge part of the reason why I wanted to move to Nain, because I'd been here previously before taking the position. There's no shortage of things to do. I'm always busy, especially if you're into sports. There's a lot of options. And I think the greatest highlight of living in Nain is that you get to live in a pretty stunning natural environment. It's really beautiful up here.
In terms of living in Nain, I think that myself and my wife have always loved the outdoors. In Nain, the outdoors is at your fingertips. You literally leave your doorstep and 20-second walk and you're at the outskirts of town. And you can go snowshoeing, you can go cross-country skiing, you can go ice fishing. We have a cabin now, we can go to our cabin, do whatever. So that is really nice and unique thing about Nain. The other thing, I grew up in a small town in rural Manitoba, and it's nice to be able to drive down the road and people actually wave at you and they'll smile at you, they'll acknowledge your presence. And I think people here, although there are challenging circumstances in town from a social level and a health level, are some of the most genuine, down-to-earth and giving people that we've come across in our lives. They'll literally give you the shirt off of their back in some cases. So that's why we enjoy being in Nain and being around the people in Nain. We've made some of our best lifelong friends here.
Benefits of living in Nain. Nain is a beautiful place, year-round, not just springtime. We don't want to be in this office right now because it's so beautiful out there, but you can do everything from hiking to boating to skidooing to ice fishing to skiing, you name it, you can do it as long as the weather cooperates. We even have some people who go there when it's not so good. But it's a wonderful place. People are very friendly, very open.
The best thing for me, I think, is the sense of community. Growing up in Toronto, I never really had that feeling, so it was something to get used to. But now that I have that feeling, you know, like I can't really go back to the city. It's different. It feels like you're in a big family sometimes. And it's just nice to be seeing everybody you know in the street or in the store, and it's a really nice feeling. And some of the other benefits, I guess, are just the land, and you know, in the springtime and in the summer and in the fall are some of my favorite times. Just getting to go off on hikes or going off skidooing, going for a boil up, things like that. It's very feels very free.
I love living in Nain. It's home to me. I've been here forever. All my family's here. I believe that Nain is the best place in the world, and Nain is full of all the best people in the world.
to Nain, if I had any suggestions for people, I would say talk to people who have made the move, as well as people who have lived here for the majority or all of their lives, to get different perspectives about what it will be like, what to expect, and how to plan for the move, because it is a flying community for part of the year unless you're willing to travel from Goose Bay on a skidoo. And the other big thing I would say is have a good attitude and have a positive attitude and be willing to roll with the punches. Things like the weather can change really quickly and you need to be really adaptive to that.
In terms of moving to Nain, I think you do it in the summertime. I think make sure your housing's squared away. You are a fool if you do not buy a skidoo. So buy a skidoo. It will pay itself off 10 times over in terms of your mental health and the social networks that you'll develop and being able to be part of the community. And then I would just say, keep an open mind. Don't move here thinking you're going to solve every problem or every challenge. You need to come here, sit down, shut up, and listen for a while, and learn and observe, and then try to see how you can do your small little part in a community that already has a lot of things going on, and a lot of different moving parts working together.
Overall, I think Nain is a very community-oriented community, and even though there are issues and struggles out there at times, for the most part, when anything is happening or there are big events happening, people pull together, whether it's for good things or for bad things. They are very supportive, and that's a really good thing about living on the coast. If you choose to go somewhere else, not Nain, but it's the same sense everywhere. So I guess, like I said, if you do take the job to come here, it's a wonderful place. I would encourage you to come, feel it out, and you certainly will get the experience you're looking for. Not just from Nain, but from the work.
So when you're looking at moving here, you want to keep in mind that things are a little bit more limited here. They're harder to get, so you have to be open-minded to using the internet and knowing that if there's no flights in, there might not be milk or eggs or something for a few days until the plane gets in. So you just need to be open-minded to that.
So some tips or advice that I have for somebody relocating to Nain would be to check with all the different agencies that you might need to when you're relocating to a new province, because you know, like the CRA or the post office, things like that. Do a bit of research before you move, because it could catch up with you a little bit later. And to bring clothes for all different seasons, and your best winter gear. And I cannot stress this enough, you can't overdo it with the winter gear.
If I had to give any tips or advice to anybody who is wanting to move here for work, all I could say is you're gonna love it, and the people are great, like I said. And if I had some tips, it would be to probably find your good online shopping places, because you can't get good clothes or shoes here.
If anybody wants to move to Nain, as many have, because when people come to visit Nain, they fall in love with Nain, and then so they get stuck here, and they, the many people that have come here to work as nurses or doctors or teachers, they fall in love with Nain, and so they make up their mind and say that we'll stay here, we'll start a family here, and most certainly they fall in love with the people that they work with, and I believe that it is because Labrador Inuit are so smiley and and like to laugh and to make people feel comfortable, and I believe that the environment of Nain is so magical, and, to make people feel welcome, and most certainly to work together in health and well-being of the community.